Another day, some breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to another free agent signing edition of Believers Talk. Again, thank you for joining me. My name is Joe. If you're new to this channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button for continual Buffalo Bills and Buffalo sports news. And the Sabres came close to winning a game. They got a point, up 3-0 in the third, of course. Why do we have to win that one? We don't. But that's another story for another day. Let's talk about our Buffalo Bills. Let's talk about a team that's actually winning, doing some good for the city of Buffalo. And let's talk about some breaking news. Brandon Beane and this Buffalo Bills front office at it again, signing offensive tackle Bobby Hart. Truth to Hearts, Dragon Wolf Victor, glad to see you in here, guys. Actually, funny, during the Sabres game, during the second intermission, I tweeted out, I give them a 50-50 shot of winning this game. Little did I know how true that would be, losing 4-3 in overtime after being 3-0 going into the third period. But again, the Buffalo Bills signed offensive lineman, offensive tackle Bobby Hart. Again, this is a pretty good signing. You talk about 1-year deal. Not exactly sure about the value of this deal, but it can't be for too much. The Cincinnati Bengals recently released him. I think it was March 6th, March 9th, something like that. The Cincinnati Bengals released Bobby Hart, and they saved $6 million on the cap. Hey, Uzi T, glad to see you in here. And so the Buffalo Bills pick him up. And guys, I mean, this is such a big signing for so many different reasons. As the title says, I mean, you hear Brandon Beane talk about all the time, iron sharpens iron. So you talk about a guy who coming in, and listen, this guy has starter experience, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But a guy coming in here, and let's not pretend that the Buffalo Bills haven't had a good luck with these offensive tackles who they bring in for 1-2 years on minimal term deals. Let's talk about John Feliciano. Let's talk about Ty and Secchi. Let's talk about some of these names who really didn't sign big deals, but turned out to be not only contributors, but in some cases starters for the Buffalo Bills on that offensive line. Depth and doesn't count against the comp formula. Right, correct. Since the Cincinnati Bengals released him back in March, this doesn't count against the compensation formula that goes into next year's comp picks. So there's really no loss here for the Buffalo Bills. I'm sure most of this contract is going to be, none of it's going to be guaranteed. So if he makes the roster, he gets paid. If he doesn't make the roster, the Buffalo Bills won't have to shell out that much money, if any at all, for this guy. But again, let's not act like the Buffalo Bills haven't looked at these options before and they've turned out for the Buffalo Bills. So like I said, recently released, it was actually March 19th. I apologize. So he wasn't on the market for long. Not sure where we are on that with the comp formula. I don't know how the comp formula even works half the time, so I don't know either. I'll wait till next year to find out if we get a compensation pick or not. So March 19th, he was released by the Cincinnati Bengals. 11 days later, he's picked up by our Buffalo Bills. It saved the Bengals $6 million against the cap, and we knew that we were going to see that, right? We knew that we were going to see some good players, solid players get dropped just because it's going to save teams money. John Brown for us, right? It's going to happen all over the place. Hey, Elliot, good to see you in here. Again, guys, as you're coming in here, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Like this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the Buffalo Bills signing Bobby Hart, offensive lineman, offensive tackle, who again can be versatile. And we all know how much Coach McDermott loves the word versatility. Can move into guard, or at least he says move into guard if necessary, which might come in huge when you look at Cody Ford at that guard position. You're still not sure what you get out of him, right? And with him coming back from injury, not sure what he's going to give you. However, again, depth never hurts, right? Even if this guy is just a depth signing, even if this guy, even if Hart turns into a training camp body, it never hurts. When you're talking about starting experience in the NFL, you can't replace that. And this guy has plenty of it. He has had 66 career starts, played in 79 total games in his career with the New York Giants. The Giants drafting him in the 7th round, I believe in 2015, from Florida State University. Spent 2 years with the Giants, and then from 2018 to 2020 with the Cincinnati Bengals. The majority of his starts came with the Bengals, recorded 45 starts at right tackle. As long as he isn't Russell Bodine, I'm good. In 2020, I'm just looking over some things right now. In 2020, Hart allowed 3 sacks and was penalized 4 times last season. He was ranked 66.3 according to PFF. I don't care about PFF, good or bad, honestly. But they rank him above average at the tackle position. So again, you're talking about a guy who possibly is versatile, talking about how he could move to the guard position if needed, and that might come in handy, especially if you're talking about making a roster, right? You know that the Buffalo Bills and all the teams could have up to 90 men on the roster leading up to that final preseason game. And guys, let's not forget, just today they broke the news. The NFL broke the news. We are moving to that 17th game. So the Buffalo Bills will play the Washington football team as their 17th game in the upcoming season. We'll break down the schedule and everything coming up. Hey, King Cam, good to see you. I just love how prepped this team is before the draft. Absolutely. You have to love that. Again, you talk about a team, and guys, I'm going to continue my draft coverage. Expect a video on the cornerbacks coming out in the draft within the next couple days. Just did one on the defensive ends yesterday, and I'll do one on the cornerbacks as well. So make sure you look out for that. Again, if you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for continual Buffalo sports and Buffalo Bills and draft news. Fitzmagic back in Buffalo, or will it be an away game? It is a home game, the Washington football team game. So we have the extra home game this season. Pretty sure that's going to alternate year by year. So the Bills will have 9 home games in 2021. So again, something else to be excited about. But talking about Hart once again, talking about Bobby Hart, again, signed to a 1-year deal by the Buffalo Bills, a swing tackle type guy. He can play right or left tackle, even though most of his starts have come at right tackle. He could definitely be a contributor on either side, and that's another place where the versatility might come in as well. Listen, we know that we re-signed Darrell Williams. We know that we have Dawkins on the left tackle side. But again, you talk about depth. You talk about these guys getting injured. Again, the line of scrimmage is where most of these guys get dinged up, whether it be for a couple of plays, a couple of games, something like that. These big guys, they just can't take the falls like the agile guys can, and you see them getting hurt a lot more often. So to add depth, and as Elliott said, just more and more it's looking more and more like Brandon Beane's going to go after best player available in the draft because that's what he can afford to do. You know, I talked about how I thought offensive guard was an issue. If he can move into guard, then that adds a little bit of depth there, right? So a lot of good things coming out of Buffalo, a lot of good things coming from Brandon Beane and this front office. This is just one more. As the Buffalo Bills signed Bobby Hart, formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals, to a 1-year deal. Not sure where we are in the cap space, but you look at Trey White restructuring his deal. That gave us some room. With the draft coming up, we have to have some room there. And again, you do want to make sure you have a little bit of money. What's that, 2K? Hey, if you guys want to help me get to 2K, I'd really appreciate that. Again, share this video as well. Let people know that we are live, even though I don't think I'm going to be on here too much longer, just because there's not too much to say. Just breaking the news to you. The Buffalo Bills signed Bobby Hart, offensive tackle, offensive lineman. And hopefully he comes in ready to contribute, whether it just be on the practice squad, whether that be on a roster, or if he does get cut eventually. Hopefully he's here to contribute. We do have 3 preseason games this season. Roger Goodell came out and did say he expects full capacity at these stadiums at the start of the NFL season. So that's exciting. We'll be able to go to another game in Buffalo this coming season. I'm excited about that. And maybe I'll hang out with some of you guys as I'm there. But again, guys, thank you for joining me on this edition of Believers Talk. The Buffalo Bills signed Cody Hart to a 1-year deal. And again, just another, as Elliott said, more proof that Brandon Beane's doing the best he can to get ready for the NFL draft, to get ready to select the best player available. And I'm looking forward to it. So again, thank you guys for joining me on this edition. Hope to talk to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.